My name's Kristen, and today I am going to be doing my very first Q&A. So literally all that this video is going to pertain of is me sitting on the floor answering your questions. Favorite book of all time? Favorite book and why? What's your favorite book series? Apparently you guys want to know what my favorite book is. My answer to this is, I cannot just pick one book to be my favorite. I love them all. Obviously, yes, I do like some more than I like others, but I love all of the books, and you can't make me pick just one to be my favorite. Like, how can I pick between The Hunger Games and Harry Potter and Percy Jackson and like so many others? Like, those are just the really like popular ones. Like, there are so many other not as popular books that I love just as much as I love the popular books, so like, you know, there are too many to pick just one of them. Starbucks order? I actually don't go to Starbucks very often, like at all, because there isn't one really close to me, and I don't really like coffee all that much, but usually when I go to Starbucks, I get some caramel thing. I'm not even really sure what it's called. How many books do you have? Honestly, at the moment, I have no idea how many books I have. Last time I counted, I think I had like 130-ish. I'm going to be doing an updated bookshelf tour sometime at the end of December or beginning of January, so maybe I'll count them again when I do that. Do you have your own personal library? I wish I had my own personal library. I mean, I think I've got a pretty good sized book collection, but then, you know, when you see Kat's room from like Katie Tastic, and I want her whole room is full of books. She literally lives in a library, and I want it. How old were you when you started reading? I really started reading when I was 8. I read this series called The Rainbow Fairies, I think. It's about all these different fairies and their powers, and how each one has different powers based on what color they are because they're from the rainbow. After that, I kind of stopped reading for a while, and then again in 8th grade, I started reading because I picked up Harry Potter, read the whole series in a week, and that is the beginning of all of this that you see behind me. If you could change the writing style of any book and why, which would it be? I'm not a really big fan of third person, so there's like a lot of books written in third person that I wish were written in first person just because that's my personal preference. Although I can't really think of one off the top of my head that I really disliked because of the third person. It just kind of annoys me. If you were to write a book, what would it be about? I really have no intention of writing a book. I'd rather just read them all, but if I did write one, it would probably be a contemporary romance novel because they have my heart, and I feel like I'm better at thinking of ideas for like something like that than I am for any sort of fantasy or dystopian, because my brain is really boring and doesn't like to think of cool worlds. If you were able to go into a fictional world, which world/book would you choose and why? I'm really bad at picking like one place, because on one hand, I've always wanted to go to Hogwarts because it's Hogwarts, and on the other hand, I've always wanted to go to Camp Half-Blood because it's Camp Half-Blood. So I guess I'd want a combination of Hogwarts and Camp Half-Blood so I could be a demigod wizard child, and that would honestly be one of the most epic things to ever happen ever. Would you rather be a professor at Hogwarts or a professional Quidditch player? Probably a professor at Hogwarts because I am not good at sports at all, and for the majority of my childhood I wanted to be a teacher. Have you read The Fifth Wave? If so, will you be watching the movie? I am currently reading The Fifth Wave. I'm about halfway through. I really love it, and honestly one of the reasons that I started reading it was because I saw the movie trailer and I really liked the way that it looked, so I knew that I had to read it before I saw the movie. So yes, I will be seeing the movie. What's your favorite Harry Potter film and why? What's your favorite part of the film? My favorite film is The Order of the Phoenix because I absolutely love Dumbledore's army so much. My favorite part is probably when they're all learning their Patronuses. I absolutely adore that part. It's so great. What Hogwarts house are you in? We've had quite a few Harry Potter questions, and I am not complaining. I am a Ravenclaw, although sometimes when I take quizzes it tells me I'm a Gryffindor, but I have always thought of myself as a Ravenclaw, and in Pottermore I was sorted into Ravenclaw. Worst book ever? I don't know as if I would classify this as the worst book ever, but I'm going to have to say that the whole Beautiful Creatures series it just went downhill. I liked the first book, and then the second book I kind of had to force myself through, and then the third book I got halfway through and then I just stopped, and I couldn't handle it anymore. It just got too crazy and boring and repetitive, and I didn't like it. Thoughts on Eleanor and Park? I absolutely love Eleanor and Park. It's sadly the only Rainbow Rowell book that I've read up to this point in my life, but I absolutely adore it. I think that it's great. It's such a moving story. Oh, I cried so hard at the end of that book. I absolutely love it. Kiss, Marry, Kill. Ron Weasley, Harry Potter, and Neville Longbottom. I feel like I'm kind of biased about this because I shipped Hermione really hard, so I kind of hate Ron most of the time because I've read a lot of fan fiction where he's just an awful human. So I'm gonna have to kill Ron, and then I'll probably marry Harry Potter because he's Harry Potter, and kiss my cute little Neville Longbottom. What a babe. On average, how many books do you read in a month? This really depends on what month it is, because over the summer there were months where I read 5 or 6 books in one month, and now school has started, and since the beginning of September I've read the ending half of one book and the beginning half of another book, and that's all I've read. I haven't had any other time to read. How many books can a book lover read if a book lover loves to read books? All of them. Read every single one if you want to. You might not be able to do anything else with your life ever, but you can read all of the books that your little heart desires. Best genre for you? I absolutely adore contemporary books. They are my favorite, although fantasy is a close second, and yes, those are my favorites. Contemporary and fantasy. And the last question I'm going to be answering in this video is, how many fandoms are you in? A lot? Is that a good answer? I mean, if you count all of the book series that I'm into individually, then that right there is like a lot. I don't really watch much TV, but I have watched all of Sherlock, and I'm definitely a part of that fandom. I'm into a lot of music, so I'm kind of into fandoms on that spectrum, but not really, because I really just listen to their music. I'm not really obsessive about them like some people are. Also, if you count the number of YouTubers that I watch and count each of them as a different fandom, then there are many, many, many fandoms. Like, just a lot of fandoms. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really liked answering your questions. It was so much fun. If you want me to do another video like this again in the future, be sure to thumbs it up and comment any questions you have down below, and I will try my best to come back and answer any of the ones that I've missed for you guys. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more in the future, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Bye! I'm going to be doing an updated I'm going to be doing an updated book tell. I cannot form sentences.